My counter story is in relation to the promotion of British values in English schools. The term British values was born from the English government's Prevent strategy in 2011. This strategy was aimed at preventing the radicalisation of young people to the ideas of Muslim extremists. At a micro level, the policy was introduced by the Department of Education, and it stipulated that all state and independent schools would need to develop the social, moral, spiritual and cultural well-being of their students, and in doing so, promote British values. At a meso level, the policy is determined by the school, and at a micro level, British values are embedded within the formal and hidden curriculum. For example, students in a sociology lesson will learn about political power and democracy, whilst they learn about tolerance of other faiths in their religion lessons. With this in mind, it is evident that the British values policy has weak classification. It is woven into the fabric of the curriculum to ensure students are continually exposed to it across multiple subjects. Through the hidden curriculum, British values are instilled further. This takes the form of assemblies by Black History Month, a promotion for freedom of expression in creative subjects, and an understanding of the rule of the law through the hierarchy of power within a school. British values policy is weakly framed. Schools have agency in how they implement this. Some schools dedicate a whole subject to it. This is known as citizenship. Other schools may look to using their assembly time or discussions with staff and the school council to help develop their curriculum. It is clear that the fitness of purpose is virtuous. The Department of Education are proactive in developing open-minded young people who have a deeper understanding of what makes us all different. However, from my experience of teaching, I believe this policy is not fit for purpose.
During my time in this school, I have witnessed a lack of respect and tolerance from students towards both other students and members of staff due to their gender. For example, I've witnessed misogyny in the form of not being taken seriously by boys, my authority being challenged, and even being intimidated by young boys when trying to deal with a behavioural issue. Just the other day, when trying to deal with an issue with a group of boys, I was surrounded by around 15 who were screaming and shouting at me. I believe that these boys would have acted completely differently if I was a male member of staff, as they would have had more respect.
That account of an issue comes from one of my former colleagues, and this was a regular occurrence for a lot of the teachers who worked in the school. My experiences of working in an English school do not quite fit with the dominant narrative that English schools successfully embed British values in their curriculum. During my time in this school, I would frequently have to challenge intolerant views of others, and mutual respect varied from student to student. I decided to be a voice for the voiceless, challenging prejudice and discrimination as best as I could. I created the Inclusion Club, a safe place where everyone was welcome and everyone was valued. However, even this was met with resistance from senior leaders and ridicules from members of the student body. These quotes, I'm not learning about them, all they want to do is kill us, in relation to Islam. I would hate for a woman to be my boss, that would be the worst, in relation to a female superior. You should be bullied if you're gay, why not, in relation to being a homosexual. I heard these, my other colleagues have heard these as well. Myself and the Inclusion Club spent time putting together this display for Pride Month. 2 days later, it had been ripped open and defaced. Another example of how tolerance of other people was not evident in the school. And when I spoke to senior leaders, I was dismissed. There was no evidence to suggest it was a student. How do you know it was them? Did you see anybody? Questions instead of actions. With one assistant head telling me I needed to get over it. It was clear that even the staff had issues with promoting such British values. Over the course of my years in that school, it was shockingly evident that British values were not embedded in it. They were hardly talked about in teaching and learning meetings, never alluded to in lessons or departmental planning, and students were reluctant to delve into differing beliefs. Thank you for listening.